President Trump is not messing around.
In the early hours of Wednesday morning, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents launched a high-stakes operation. Their target, a man with a long criminal history, Jose Miguel Corral Reyes, an alleged migrant from Mexico. With careful surveillance, ICE officers tracked Corral Reyes to a Marathon gas station in Rex, Georgia. Reuters cameras were rolling as agents swiftly surrounded him, placing him into an unmarked law enforcement vehicle. But what they found next made the arrest even more alarming. A firearm inside his vehicle, ammunition in his pocket. This was no ordinary arrest. Kristen Sullivan, Deputy Field Office Director for Homeland Security, revealed that Corral Reyes had a history of criminal activity, including DUI, shoplifting, and even reckless conduct involving a firearm.
We're doing very well with respect to other countries really behaving on taking the criminals that they sent into our country, and we're getting them out. These are some of the worst people on earth.
And now the Bronx DA says they've been charged in a 176-count felony indictment.
Nay Benz, police say you're a trigger puller. Police say you're a trigger puller. Is that true? What? Police say you're a trigger puller. Is that?
We're here at a secret undercover location in the Bronx where NYPD detectives are getting ready to launch a manhunt for nearly 24 gang members wanted for serious felonies, including murder. It's a Lisa Evers exclusive. Their mission? Stopping the reign of terror caused by teens, young men, and a few women who engage in running gun battles with their opposition or ops at all hours of the day and night, no matter who's in the way, right in their own community.
These cases are the single most impactful reason that shootings trend downwards. It's almost like they were competing with each other to see who could shoot more times. Investigators say the hatred is fueled by inflammatory disses about murdered ops and drill raps posted on social media. That's aspiring drill rapper Nay Benz, who police say is one of the gang leaders. The average age of the case subjects is 20. Teen girls are trigger pullers too, like the shooter in this video, says Deputy Inspector Craig Edelman.
They're shooting at each other with a yellow school bus filled with kids in between them.
Sergeant Christopher Neal is in constant communication with team members, making sure everyone gets in and out safely.
In recent history, we've seen that impact takedowns or takedowns of this magnitude have a profound impact on the community.
What's going on here?
I love you, babe.
A female suspect who's 8 months pregnant is brought out in handcuffs from an apartment. What's going on? Why did they pick you up?
They are absolutely firing bullets without remorse or regret and without regard of anybody that's around.
This is one of the most violent crews that I've seen. You made our streets, our communities into a battlefield, and there's no excuse for that.
So you're not a trigger puller? No, I don't pull no triggers.
Police, open the door.
It only took a few seconds between police announcing their arrival, executing an arrest warrant, and a mother unleashing her fury, barring police from entering her Bronx apartment to arrest her son, a suspected gang member. She put up a fight. After minutes of tense moments in a small vestibule, police were able to get control and get her 20-year-old son in handcuffs. They say he's a member of the 1300 crew.
You're probably the most violent guys that are still out on the street.
Surveillance video shows a drive-by shooting, the victim walking down a street. He died right there. And the moment in broad daylight when an innocent 73-year-old woman, you can see her right there falling to the ground. She's shot in the leg.
The bullet goes right through her leg. People deserve better than that.
And it's not just gun violence. The crew allegedly went on a 6-day robbery spree 2 years ago. They brutally attacked an off-duty officer while he was on a morning jog. This surveillance video shows him outnumbered, taking a beating behind that white SUV.
I have so much pain, in my back, my shoulder, my head.
Way back when you raised your hand, why did you take this job?
A man in Chicago answers the door to agents from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, or ICE, and is promptly arrested. The Trump administration says this crackdown is targeting serious criminals, but has warned no migrant without papers is safe.
We've had other countries come to us saying we would love to do that. We would love to take your criminals and we'll maintain that. We'll be their jail.
The lawsuit states that the new policy is causing fear of raids leading to lower attendance at worship services and other valuable church programs. The Trump administration hasn't commented on the lawsuit. Meantime, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem requested that the IRS help with immigration enforcement. The Wall Street Journal reports that in a memo sent to the Treasury Department, Noem said ICE needs help pursuing financial audits of businesses suspected of having undocumented workers, focusing on human smuggling and trafficking, and assisting with arrests and removals. Noem cited President Donald Trump's Securing Our Borders executive order.
Wednesday morning, federal agencies teamed up to swarm several Denver metro apartment complexes.
Any drugs in the house? Come in and check.
The ICE Denver office said more than 100 members of the Venezuelan prison gang Tren de Aragua, or TDA, were targeted in the raids led by Homeland Security Investigations. Our cameras on scene saw several people detained and taken away. We've learned agents made more than a dozen arrests. Some witnesses dispute that violent criminals were the only ones targeted. Concerned the door-to-door sweeps seem to be looking for any undocumented immigrants. At Denver's Cedar Run Apartments, we spoke with a Venezuelan immigrant who asked us not to share his identity because he feels like his brother was already unfairly targeted and he could be next. He says they were leaving for work around 6 in the morning as the ICE raid was starting.
Now, the DEA just released this video from a joint operation with ICE in Houston and the Brownsville area over the weekend. It's part of a much larger nationwide crackdown, as we've shown you, in several big cities across the United States. Now, both agencies confirmed the DEA assisted ICE in arresting a Salvadoran MS-13 gang member accused of terrorism and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. ICE also says they arrested a Mexican national charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon as well, and possession of a controlled substance. Now, the DEA tells me they're using intel to go after illegal migrants with ties to drug trafficking and serious offenses.
Police, let me see your hands.
We got a close look at the team that is targeting violent illegal immigrants in our area.
You have a warrant for your arrest?
What am I arrested what?
With immigration.
The day started early. This is one of the 4 Houston ICE field office's fugitive operation teams.
You guys got the subject in custody?
Team Alpha.
This is every day. We're out there every day in the field.
They met in West Houston near the 14,000 block of Westheimer to talk about their target.
You have your ID in your car?
44-year-old Henry Alexander Paredes Padilla.
Honduran national. He has a final order of removal from an immigration judge. So far, as of today, he has 2 removals.
Padilla is convicted of multiple crimes, including assault of an officer, and he's entered the U.S. illegally at least 3 times. He represents the kind of non-citizen that Team Alpha targets.
We know who we're going after. We do target enforcements, and we're going after criminals.
Let's just spread out around the apartment complex and keep eyes up. You want to hold him right here? Yeah.
A peaceful arrest.
Left hand ready.
While this was happening, the other teams across Houston made 2 more. 41-year-old Mexican national Alanis Mata, who's been convicted of trafficking cocaine and has illegally entered the U.S. at least twice, was arrested in Freeport. And 46-year-old Plow national Shakespeare Ngurmaker, who's convicted of gross sexual imposition of a minor and was in the U.S. illegally, was arrested in Humble.
The order of deportation.
All 3 suspects were taken to be processed. Then they'll either have an immigration hearing or be removed from the U.S.
Once we arrive to the facility, I'll let you give your wife a phone call and explain, and you can notify her where you'll be at the Montgomery Processing Center. Good job, guys. Thank you.